Focus on growing your money. What's up, fams? November 14th, 2022, and it's day 45 of the Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. And if it's your first time tuning in with us, what I'm doing here is I'm actually choosing a card a day from T Harv Eker's Millionaire Mind Intensive cards. And I'm reading the message on the card, sharing my thoughts on the message, and asking you as a viewer to share your thoughts as well. Anything that came up while I was reading it, or possibly you've been using what's on this card and it's been working wonders in your life already. And hey, I would love to know how you're doing it, how's it going, how you were able to break through and implement this. And yeah, just comment below and let me know. And if you've missed a day, what you could do is go back here on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Rich Carbajal and watch all those videos and also these remaining videos here. All right, so with that, let's go ahead, get this party started. We'll go here. So it says, focus on growing your money. Focus on growing your money. If you want to get rich, focus on making, keeping, and investing your money. If you want to be poor, focus on spending your money. Wow. And by me reading that, hopefully you probably the same thing that went into your mind as it did for me. Growing up, what was it that we were quick to do? It's like, hey, get the paycheck and let's go party. Let's go, buy things, buy stuff, and all of a sudden, it's a Sunday and most of that paycheck's gone. All right. So here it's telling us the opposite. Right? This is the rich people, they do the opposite, right? They grow their money. So if you want to get rich, focus on making, keeping, and investing your money. Right? So if, let's say you're making 100K a year, right? But, if you break it down, let's say, okay, you're making 100K a year and you're spending 110,000 a year. Then obviously you're at a negative 10,000 and you're not keeping any of your money. You're actually borrowing more, or the interest on your cards are pretty much, they're suffocating your life and you have to work more. So we have to be mindful of that, right? Of, keeping. Are you keeping and investing your money? For every $100, figure out how much of that, or your monthly, let's say your monthly income. Figure out how much of that's do you actually need for your expenses, right? And if your expenses are more than your monthly income, then what you need to do is you need to cut those expenses. That's possibly the first thing we need to do, right? Cut expenses that that we don't need. If it's eating out, if it's going to Starbucks every day, if it's buying new shoes every week, if it's what else is it, if it's getting yourself a new car and that's more than what you're making, it's really, you possibly could afford it, or you think you could afford it, but if there's an emergency that happens, let's say it breaks down or you lose your job and you don't have enough money to pay for it on a monthly basis, then guess what? You possibly can't afford it at all. It's not what you thought, right? So cutting your expenses right away and taking a snapshot of it, let's say your finances at the moment, is one of the best things you could do. And then start eliminating where is some extra money going where you could get back. Are you stopping by at a 7-Eleven every morning to get these drinks, sodas or chips or snacks that maybe you could buy at Costco, once a month, and you could most likely you'll save dollars right there. I guarantee you that, right? Is it packing your lunch? Or just different things that you must find, all right? Keeping that's where you're keeping, and then investing your money. One of the things is, that I'm learning is how to put my money in places that it's going to grow. Think long term. Remember that. I've been, it's one of those things. I was one of those that would gamble a lot in the beginning parts of my life, and it would make me some money, but then shit, I end up spending it somewhere else. and and hey, it is what it is. But now, learning more about the financial literacy part, financially educating myself, it's a whole different story. And I'm really looking into this investing part where my money's going to work for me and pay me in the long term. There's investments that I made 2015 that, hey, right now they're looking good, right? But, I'm still looking more down the line, another 10 years, because I used to, as I mentioned, I used to live in that part of, you know what, I could die tomorrow, which we can, but if you don't, I used to blow my money that way. Like, hey, you got to live right now in the moment, and you need to live in the present. But also, if you're here longer than you expect, you have to be prepared for that. And this is really important. I actually had a friend who posted not too long ago. He's all like, if I would have known I lived this, I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself and my finances. Because, he find himself, he's still working at, his age, and, not having enough money put aside, and, going through health issues. And those are the things we need to really focus on nowadays, or, through these cards, so we could be better off 10, 20, 30 years from now. All right. So, if you focus on making money, we talked about that, starting a part-time business, part-time gig, somewhere where you could, make some extra bucks. I been looking at, like real estate. There's real estate investors you could partner with, or you get your real estate license. Learn the real estate market. It's right now it's in turbulence, but this is the best time to learn. Why? Because if things go down, they're always going to come up. And if you position yourself correctly, guess what? Even starting a business, they say a lot of, even investments, but a lot of businesses right now, you could get them on sale, or you could even start one from scratch, go through the turbulence, and really hit it hard, as the years come by or go by. And 5-10 years later, when things are much better, economy, it could be 10, 15, 20, but you've already got all that experience. You've been in the market, right? And you survived it, hopefully, right? But hey, it's better to take a shot at it than not try at all. If you were around for David Goggins' quote, he was talking about how every time he takes a shot at it and fails, he looks at it, attempt that it didn't work. But if you continue to attempt, there's going to be that time where you're going to crack through, break it, or break through those challenges, but every time you learn in the process and you break through, and then you made it. And that's what we got to get to. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to take that risk, because that's the only way, high risk, high reward, baby. So if you want to be poor, focus on spending your money. That's a whole totally different mind shift that we need to do, and we need to make, right? When we're getting, if we're in our 9 to 5, don't just wait until the weekend to just go out and party. Focus on keeping that money. Focus on, you want to have good savings in case of an emergency, but then you also want to get your spending money. Yes, you want to have your fun money. Not saying you don't, but you don't want to spend or have most of your money pay for all that fun, right? Eventually, what we want is our investments to pay for that fun. This is something that, I'm just learning and I'm just implementing now, and I'm looking forward to that. Hey, if you're watching this video and you're, 15, 20 years old, hey, pay attention, because at 40, when you're getting to my age, you could be literally rocking life. Just don't go out and party all crazy like I did. It's cool partying. I have great memories and great experiences, but just set yourself up. So with that, let's close this out. Focus on growing your money. Focus on growing your money. It's not just adding water, but focus on growing your money. If you want to get rich, focus on making, keeping, and investing your money. If you want to be poor, focus on spending your money. All right, fam. So there it is. Day 45 in the wrap. Share your comments below. Share the video, like the video. Follow me on, the different platforms, that you could find me on, Rich Carbajal, for more content. Love you. God bless. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.